Maddie's Mundo with some picadillo cubano in the house. Hola, mi gente, this is Maddie's Mundo, and today is a very exciting day because today we are going to be making picadillo cubano, which is one of my favorite Hispanic dishes. It is something that is a staple in many Hispanic households, and today we're gonna learn a little bit more about how to make it, so stick with me and vamos allá. All you're gonna need is tomato puree, onion, bell pepper, garlic. You're gonna need some potatoes, green olives, raisins, cumin, black pepper, and some salt, oregano, and of course, ground beef or your picadillo. We're gonna go ahead and fry up our potatoes that we have here. You're gonna wanna cut them into small cubes, and we're gonna start by frying these just so that they get a little bit more soft for our picadillo. We're gonna add these later at the end. Before actually going ahead and frying up these potatoes, I went ahead and soaked them for a few minutes in cold water. This just helps get some of that extra starch out so that when you go ahead and fry them, it goes a lot quicker. Now that these are looking nice and golden, we can go ahead and take them off of the stove, but make sure that you keep all of this oil in the pan because that starch and all that cooked out of the potatoes is gonna be good to continue to cook our onions, peppers, and garlic. And now we're gonna go ahead and add in our onion, our peppers that we went ahead and chopped, and of course our ajo. We're gonna go ahead and just cook this down for a few minutes until those onions start to look a little bit clear. The very first time that I tried picadillo cubano was in Cuba. And for those of you who are from the US, you might be wondering, how the heck did you get to Cuba if you're from the US? For us, especially in 2019, it was pretty hard to get over there, just being that there was a lot of legality in going to Cuba. So what I did is I actually got a special visa, which is called I think visa for supporting the local economy, which means that as an American, you can only shop at local places, only stay with, local people, stayed in an Airbnb. I brought a bunch of stuff, though I actually did support the local economy. I brought a bunch of toiletries and stuff that's kind of hard to come by in Cuba, and I gave it to literally everybody that I talked to. I met so many nice people, and yeah, it was a super special trip, honestly. One of the most unique, incredible places I've ever been in my life. So now that our cebolla is looking a little bit more transparente, we are going to go ahead and add our carne molida, our picada, ready to go. Then we're just gonna go ahead and incorporate this well into our dish as we kind of mix this up, making sure that the cebollita and the peppers and the ajo are all well combined. And then we're gonna let that cook for another couple minutes so that the meat can kind of start incorporating its flavors with our picadillo. Now that our carne is starting to look a little bit more cooked here, we're gonna go ahead and add in our vinito. We have some of this liquid is starting to kind of leave from the carne. Some of the liquid from our vinito is starting to evaporate. We can go ahead now and add in our puree de tomate, like so. And then we're gonna make sure that this is all incorporated as usual into our dish. Great. From there, we're also at this point going to go ahead and add our seasoning. So let's make sure that we add a nice heaping pinch of salt. Have a little salt bay moment. Good. And add in some of our oregano. And of course, some of our comino. On top of that, we're also going to go ahead and add some fresh cracked pepper. We're gonna go ahead and make sure all of these seasonings are nicely incorporated into our picadillo. Look how good this looks already, and we're not even done. Before you go ahead and cover this up, you're gonna wanna go ahead and add in a single bay leaf there just to kind of add that extra flavor. And we're gonna go ahead and cover for about 5 minutes or so that all these flavors incorporate. Now that all of our ingredients have had some time to get to know each other, we can go ahead and remove our lid here. And we're also gonna go ahead and remove our little bay leaf since we don't need it anymore. And then as our last step, we're gonna go ahead and add back in these potatoes that I told you about before, our green olives, and our 1/4 cup of raisins. This is gonna add a little bit of sweetness to the dish. Then, as before, we're gonna make sure that we go ahead and incorporate all of these ingredients well. We don't really need to cook that much in this last step, just a few minutes. We don't want our dish to dry out too much, but we do wanna make sure that all of those flavors are nice and incorporated into each other. So go ahead and make sure that all of these are nicely married in with each other. Then you can go ahead and cover one more time, leave for about a minute or two, and then we will be ready to serve. Now that we've let this sit for about a minute or two, we can go ahead and remove our lid once more, and oh my goodness, it smells so good. We are ready to go ahead and serve, so I'm just gonna take a nice spoon here, and I put some rice on this plate. You can also serve this with black beans, with any kind of, you know, fried plantains is pretty popular as well. Whatever you wanna have on the side, that's up to you. Look how gorgeous this plate looks with our olives and our pasas and our patatas and all the different ingredients that we have married together. I mean, it is just a rainbow of beauty here. Our little rice on the side. And to top it all off at the end here, I'm gonna add a little bit of chopped parsley. Again, totally optional, but I mean, look at this nice little touch that it adds to it. So now I'm ready to go ahead and try my gorgeous picadillo. It is perfect. Quedó buenísimo, buenazo. I did it again, folks. I've done it again. Que hola, mi gente. Adiós, chao. Muchas gracias por estar aquí conmigo a cocinar este picadillo cubano tan bonito que tenemos acá. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next video.